Kaden Salter from Liberty, one of the most coveted quarterbacks in the portal this cycle. Deion Sanders adds a quarterback with career totals over 5,000 passing yards, over 2,000 rushing yards, in 77 touchdowns. So I got the great Steve Wiltfong from On3 on this video. We're going to go behind the scenes of how Colorado was able to pull this off, what this means for Julian Lewis, and what could be next for the Buffs. So before we get going, Colorado fans, smash that subscribe button. These are exciting times. Let's jump on board. We're talking Colorado Buffs recruiting year-round. So here we go. Let's bring on Steve Wiltfong. Steve, moments ago, Kaden Salter comes off the board. We've been talking about...
They're talking Colorado football year-round as long as Coach Prime is there. Just don't forget that part.
Out this one a lot on the whip around, on the inside scoop. How was it Colorado able to pull this one off?
Well, they brought him on campus for a visit this week and showed him why Colorado is the perfect place for him. He chooses Colorado over Syracuse, and this might be the most pivotal transfer portal recruiting win to date. The magnitude, the position, the need that Colorado has. This is a program that does not want to take a step backwards next year. They want to keep going forward. And I think that they're putting the pieces in place to be a more talented football team across the board, talent-wise and depth-wise. And they need a signal caller that can come in and drive this machine. Kaden Salter's a veteran. Colorado had Deion Sanders, who was up for every major quarterback award this year. Those are big shoes for a true freshman to fill. But
Yeah.
Kaden Salter, he's been very successful on his college career. He's a veteran. He can come in, plug and play, and be that bridge between Deion Sanders and Julian Lewis. A massive recruiting win. Again, perhaps the biggest transfer portal win to date in this 2025 cycle.
Now, I 100% agree with that because you need a bridge guy to come in between what Shedeur is and was for Colorado to what Julian Lewis is going to be. You need a bridge guy. Julian Lewis doesn't feel threatened, and from the outside looking in, he shouldn't feel threatened because he knows that Kaden is only here for a single year. Coach Prime uses his top players, don't transfer out. So, I think Coach Prime will hold on to Julian Lewis for, up until next year. Coach Prime will hold on to Julian Lewis until he becomes the incumbent starter after this year with Kaden Salter. If Julian Lewis doesn't just come in and just demand the starting role, that could happen too. That could also happen. That's not completely out of the question. So I think it's a win for Deion, Coach Prime. This is a win for Colorado. It's a win for football, man. So
yeah, big win. And a quarterback of this caliber, like you said, he's going to come in and bridge the gap to a Julian Lewis. So that being said, do you think that we still see Julian Lewis maybe mixed in some packages? I mean, is this a good thing for his development?
Great thing. It's a great thing. Now, I don't really like the packages. Like, we see how the packages look with Texas and Arch Manning. Hey, man, listen. Arch Manning being the gadget guy is not the move. You know what I'm saying? Either he's going to be the starter or he's not. I don't think Julian Lewis and Kaden Salter's skill set varies that much. We just need to have a package for Julian Lewis. Julian Lewis is primarily a pocket passer. Who can? He has some mobility, very accurate kid. But is he just a vastly different skill set than Kaden Salter? No. So there won't be any point in doing the packages.
It's a great thing. He doesn't have to come in and feel the weight of the world on him as a true freshman. Now, I do think that Julian Lewis, among his peers, is one of the more college-ready signal callers, if not the most college-ready quarterback in the 2025 class. But if you look...
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all know how I feel about Julian Lewis. But it's a lot of good quarterbacks in this 2025 class. And people just love to throw these titles, most college ready. No, he's not. No, not. He's good. He's going to be very good, but he's also, because he's technically reclassified as he was a 2026. He reclassified up, so he's a super young at the position. So we're going to start with all the platitudes. Man, just be honest. Like, hey, man, he's good. But to be like, they call everybody the most college ready, everything when they put him on here. They do that. Everybody does that.
at the top of the NFL draft year in and year out, the quarterbacks that are hearing their names called first, they did not have to play as a true freshman in game one. And so for him to get some time under Kaden Salter, who's played a lot of meaningful football, to come into a Colorado program and just focus on himself and developing to the best of his abilities, I think it's big. And I think this shows you that Deion Sanders in Colorado, they do not, this was a potential 10-win season. It's very important for them, this program, to close the season strong and then come back next year and compete for a college football playoff again. And Kaden Salter, being a veteran, gives you a better chance to do that. And if Julian Lewis is able to come in and beat out a Kaden Salter, well, then hell, that just tells you how great a player he is, right?
Yep,
So getting Kaden Salter again was this pivotal recruiting win any program's going to have in the transfer portal this cycle, based on the names we know that are already in the portal.
Yeah, and, I saw some Colorado fans coming into the week. They were a little worried about Colorado's moves in the portal or lack thereof, but, this was always going to be a big week for Colorado because they were all the coaching staff. You had Deion Sanders himself was in New York City for the Heisman ceremony when a lot of these teams were making moves. But, Colorado fans, they were patient, and now that you got your quarterback. I mean, Steve, do you think this helps with, Casey Concepcion, one of the top wide receivers from NC State, was on campus with Kaden Salter. Caleb Odom has been on campus. There's rumors of Zachariah Branch, who just hit the portal. I mean,
ooh, Zachariah Branch in Colorado? Dang, bro, that would be stupid. Stupid. Zachariah Branch? I don't like much from USC, but I like Zachariah Branch, man. I got to be honest. I ain't like much from USC this year. I knew they would wet the bed, but I like Zachariah Branch. I liked him coming out of high school. Didn't like that he went under the Lincoln Riley tree. But, hey, man, that kid's special. That kid's special, man.
Now do you think that Colorado could kind of ramp up some of their wide receiver recruiting?
Well, anytime you have that trigger man, that quarterback that you can point to and say, hey, we have our leader in this transfer portal class, it's going to help across the board. And Kaden Salters is as accomplished a quarterback as there is in the portal. He took Liberty to a New Year's Six Bowl, a 13-1 season, two seasons ago. Mm-hmm. So he's someone that people can trust into that he's been in the trials and tribulations of a college football season. And they see an immediate guy that they can come in and help this thing continue to grow around. And look, Carter Smith is another pivotal get for Colorado in this cycle. He's going to come in and play center. He has played a lot in his college career. So they're shoring up the middle of their offense. Mm-hmm. The most important pieces, center, quarterback. They're definitely going to get their skill players. And then you see what Coach Shermer did this year with that offense. Shedeur Sanders ranked number 3 nationally in passing yards. It's a very exciting offense to come play in. I know Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy, but they had a lot of guys eating on offense this year. It's a fun scheme. Another very attractive place to play quarterback right now for another very exciting young coaching staff. And the Syracuse showed him a lot over the weekend. Then he comes out to Boulder. Deion Sanders and company showing their closing chops by getting Kaden Salter in the fold. And it's pivotal because now Syracuse, who do you get? It's hard to find a veteran like that. Colorado could have been in the same boat if they didn't get Kaden Salter. So just a massive win for them in this program as they try and go up another level next year with an offensive line that's going to be more veteran. I mean, Kaden Salter's already going to play with a better offensive line than Shedeur Sanders ever played with at Colorado. There's going to be more weapons. There's going to be more stability. They're going into year 2 with the same coordinator. So obviously they didn't do that this year. So it's an exciting time to be following Colorado football. And anyone that was saying that Deion Sanders has a foot out the door and he was just there coaching his kids and he's moving on, he's trying to build a program. They took their biggest high school recruiting class. They're going to count on the portal this year. They have their quarterback of the future. Anytime you have that quarterback room in good shape, you got a chance to win a lot of ball games. And the programs that are struggling are typically the ones that don't have their guys under center in place. But getting Kaden Salter is going to lead to a lot more significant transfer portal wins. And Colorado is going to be a program that teams are talking about in the preseason as a playoff team to watch.
So, yeah, man, that's it for that. But, man, I don't agree that Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, has to stay at Colorado. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if he stayed at Colorado, but why is that the stipulation? Why is it that if Deion Sanders, Coach Prime leaves, that's the issue? Why is that? Because most of the coaches that's currently playing, Chip Kelly done moved to different places. Ryan Day done played at a bunch of different, coached at a bunch of different places. Most coaches coach at a bunch of different places before they got to their current school. Lane Kiffin, don't get me started on Lane Kiffin. Don't get me started on Lane. So, but these coaches play or coach at a lot of different places. I don't know why that's an issue for Coach Prime. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below.